Hey everyone, how you doing? Imran Web Squadron. I always have to keep checking on my other monitor to check am I actually live or not. It's one of the things about when you're using OBS and YouTube for live streaming. You click start streaming on OBS and then YouTube takes about 4 or 5 seconds. You sat there staring at the screen. So anyone who's watching this back, there'll be like a period of 3 or 4 seconds where I'm sat there like that. It's because I don't know if I'm live yet. I should just start talking regardless, shouldn't I? But there's always this delay. And then when you know you're live, then you go, okay, we are live. Hey, Soren, how are you? Any more walks this weekend? Exciting weekend, I hope. I've been had a call with a client. Not client, sorry. One-to-one consultation call, sorry, not client, which is really good. Great to get some understanding of their business and what they're doing. And I offered some hopefully good advice to help them out or to think about how they approach what they're doing. So that's really good. And fine-tuning a few little queries that had come through, recorded 3 videos. And I'm partway through editing them, and then I realised the time for let's just go live for a bit. Car mechanic. You're waiting for a car mechanic. So are you at home? Are you at home or are you at a garage? A garage. Where are you? And I hope it's not a problematic problem with your car. Do you know what's wrong with it? Do you know what's wrong with your car? Hey, Coffee Pot, how are you doing? Yeah, I'm doing okay. Hey, Mark Harris. Hey, Dipanshu. Hey, Darren G. Again, it was a funny weekend. You know, it was just one of those funny days where I found myself caught up again in between people making comments about how often I post videos to the Elementor Facebook group, because it kind of cropped up again. But it was just amusing. It was a little bit amusing. No way, Dave. What have you updated to? 3.7? What have you updated to? Can you just clarify what you've updated to? Because I'm right now just looking at one of my websites that I was working on today, a test website, and I'm just checking, was there an update today? Yeah, so the Elementor 3.7. Look, my tip to everyone, okay, my big tip is wait for 2 or 3 days. So anyone right now who is considering updating to Elementor 3.7, just wait, because okay, so what was it then, Dave? Do you think it was because you were out of date? Because 3.7.3 is obviously out. 3.7 is out for Elemental 3. Do you think it was maybe that? Hey, Pixar, how you doing? So, Dave, when you it was the 3-part day, it's not come out of 3.6, whatever. Yeah, okay. And where are you now, Dave, with your current versions? Kind of good to know, isn't it? Dave is our guinea pig. Dave is testing it out for us. So I just did another video today on something else. Well, 3 short videos. 3 short videos, edited, they're only 3 minutes long. But I've spent half an hour, no, more than that, 45 minutes recording them. It's always surprisingly weird when you record a video and you spend like 4 times as long to record it. Anyway, back to the comments. Let's see what we're getting in. The thing about the 3.7 though, Mark, is it's the, you know, all the things that me and Paul did our video on where we weren't happy with what they were doing or how they were a bit lackluster. It's all of those updates. So I think you all know what we think about 3.7. Is it the wheel bearings? Is it the wheel bearings? I don't know. Is it the wheel bearings? Oh, I don't know. Sorry, I'm rubbish with cars. Nice one. I mean, CoffeeBot. Like the one. Hey, Eddie. Like the one-to-one consultation call I had this morning. We had similar feedback about how, compared to others, we explain things in a different way, or we give more examples and analogies as well. If the stuff we're doing is helping you and your clients and your business, then that's good. That was the aim of what we were doing. In fact, the aim wasn't that. The aim was just to get videos out, because we were constantly explaining to clients sometimes, or other people, hey, do this, do that. And I used to spend a lot of time on the Elementor Facebook group. Before I started doing videos, I was on the Elementor Facebook group for about a year before I started doing videos. You did know that, right? So I was continuously repeating myself. And I thought, well, what if I just did a video? I could then just give them the video each time. And that was the reason how the YouTube channel first came about. If you watch like the first 20, 30 videos we ever did, the bulk of them were us responding to a question. That's what they were all for. Ah, there you go then, Dave. So as long as you're on the right versions, you're fine. Pickstar, the first day after holidays is the worst day. The first day after holidays, when you get back to work, is the worst day. Hey, David. Dave Shuttleworth, how do you check how a website looks on larger screens? What I would recommend you do, Dave, is you use this app. Use that because you can set your screen size. Sorry, my son's just come in the room. What's up, dude?
Can I go back out, please?
Only if you wear a hat. Okay, only if you wear a hat because it's super cold, okay?
Cold?
No, hot, super hot. So the Responsively app, David, you can set it to be like that size, that size, that size. You can literally control the sizes. So you could say, give me a 50-inch by 2-inch screen, 50 inches wide and 2 inches in height. And have a look at your website. You could do that. Yeah. I actually know nothing about wheel bearings, Soren. The only reason I say that is because my wife's got a problem with hers that she's got to get fixed as well this week. That's the only reason I know the word wheel bearing. Cheers, coffee. But I mean, I'm really glad. So I'm just going to Eddie, I've seen your question. I'll answer the questions in a minute. Coffee bot. When I did that cat tutorial, and there's about, oh God, it must be about 7, 8 videos about the cat website. I was a little bit worried. I did them 2 months ago, and I was a little bit worried about releasing them because they were done 2 months ago in my old room, I think. And the reason I was worried about releasing them was because they were, in my opinion, very, very basic. Very basic. And I was a bit worried that people might go, why are you doing that for? Why aren't you giving us more advanced stuff? But then I thought there's a lot of people out there brand new to Elementor who don't understand all of the features and settings. And maybe they want to use content AI like Bertha AI to help them with the words. So I'm really, really glad that helped you, and I hope it showed how content AI, Bertha AI, can help you with getting nicely written paragraphs. Of course, always modify what they give you. Don't just use what Bertha gives you. Modify the words, because Google don't like that. Right, Eddie, what's your thoughts to the website I posted on Saturday, Standard Whip? Yep, so I saw that, Eddie, and Reno was it 1140? I think it was 1140. To be honest, I jump around between 100 or 1200. I jump around a bit. And a lot of it is dependent on the content. I think it's too easy to say 1140 or whatever. If your content is really heavy, busy, you've got to have more spacing. 1,200, 1,300 sometimes. If it's quite light, then 1/100 is okay as well. 1/140, 1/100, that's okay. A lot of it is determined, in my opinion, by the amount of content. Really busy, you're going to want to space out more. Not so busy, well, I have a lot of sections that are only 500 boxed width. Because like it's there might be an image and you might just have a few words like there in the middle. Like a hero banner, but the words are in the middle. Like that. Right? Like that. So I would say that I don't think there is a right or wrong answer. But I do jump around between 1,100 and 1,200 for the box width. What about you, Eddie? What do you normally go for? Yeah, I saw that, Mark. I saw that. I have to be honest, Mark. Every time you put a breakdance a link in, I kind of go, ugh, breakdance. Ugh. Mate, I haven't really used breakdance, so I shouldn't say that. But I think it's bad enough me, finding time to get used to bricks at the moment, on top of lots of other things. So at the minute, breakdance is right to the bottom. Yeah, Reno did. He did a good explanation. I mean, it's not uncommon for a lot of my websites. Majority of them actually are 1,100. And then I sometimes go to 1,200 where there's a lot going on. But 1,100 tends to be a blog post. Right, now when I do a blog post, Eddie, I go for 1,000. I go for 1,000. Because I think I really want it to be nice and concise. I really want it to be slimmed down. And inside of the 1,000, I then go for padding as well of about at least 20 pixels. I like things to be in. So when it comes to a blog post, single post template, I go for 1,000. Not 1,200, what 1,100? 1,000. Yeah, I go even. And it's because, you know what? Psychologically, right, I'm very used to blog posts being nice and slim. Nice, they're not busy. Hey, George. By the way, hey, Erling, if I didn't say hi to you. So, Erling, you said you run Forest. I do run Forest Run from Bertha because of its owners. Oh, Run Forest. Run. You mean as in Forrest Gump? Run Forest. Really, Mark? This is interesting now. Look what Mark has written. Brand new person. He would recommend breakdowns. This is really interesting. Why'd you say that, Mark? Why'd you say that? Very true, Erling. It depends on your content. The reason I like blog posts to be 1,000 is because you have all this extra white and it makes it so much easier to read. Because imagine, right, like me, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 windows open on my ultra wide screen. 5 windows. All of them are side by side. Right? Everything is side by side. If one of these windows had a blog post open, that extra white space all the way around, because I've made it 100, makes it easier to clean, not easier to clean, makes it easier and cleaner to read. I can just see the words, I can see the image. I'm not, as I'm reading, suddenly distracted by the window to the left or the window to the right. Because right now I've got a window here, and I can see the second window. When I'm looking at that, I can see window 3. You start to see all the windows almost in one go. But single post template, I like to go 1,000, sometimes even less. There's been times I've gone to 900 pixels, which is like, what? But you get this beautiful white, columns of white down the sides.
Don't ask why I'm wearing my karate suit, but where's my white belt? What's my white belt?
I don't know. You'll have to find. You got it around your neck.
No. Look.
I don't know where your white belt is. You'll have to find it. It'll be in one of the drawers, Raheem. One of the drawers. You'll have to find it, man.
Downstairs.
Downstairs. But if you can't find it,
What
don't.
do you think it is? That one or that one?
The one near the front door, maybe. But Raheem, if you can't find it, don't worry about it. He's asking about his white belts for his judo suit. I don't even know why he's doing what he's doing with it. Just checking the comments. Got you. Right. Okay, I get you, Mark. I get it. Yeah, the mega menu. Yep. Good point. Variable whips on the same page is fine, Erling, because I tend to have I might do a page which is 1,100 or 1,200. And then there might be another section which is 500. There might be another section which is 800, because it might be that the content does this. It kind of starts like that and it goes like that. There might be almost like an hourglass kind of with the way content is. So you have a bit of the flow kind of thing, so... yeah. He's actually red belt, Erling. He's actually red belt. Sorry, it wasn't white. I got that wrong. He's a red belt. Can you guys just give me 2 minutes? I want to just check he's okay, because he's going to get upset if he can't find. Just give me 2 minutes. You found it, Raheem?
No. Should I go on your laptop?
No.
Sorry, Dad. Okay, you can carry on with the laptop.
Raheem, here's your red belt. Here's your red belt. You don't need your white belt. He's actually has found his belt. He's got his red belt. He wanted his white one, which I don't understand. Why do you need your white one if you got your red one? Anyway, right, I'm back. Okay, just reading the comments. Just reading what you wrote, Dipanshu. You use VW. Yeah, VW percentage.
Can I knock for the boys, please?
Hold on, I've just got to answer my son. No knocking for anyone. If you're playing outside, people will see you, okay?
I'm not allowed to look through the windows.
Raheem.
Huh?
No knocking. Okay, right. Okay. Yeah. I kind of agree with what Pixar says. So even though I would love for Elementor to have mega menu, it's not the be all or the end all, is it? Because to be honest, of all the websites we've built, we've only used it on 3 of them. We've only used it 3 times where it was needed. Nope. I've got to be stern with Raheem. He's not allowed to knock for other kids because he might be disturbing them. So Erling's asked a question there. A simple way to copy SVGs. Interesting question. Is it because they have a particular SVG you really love? I mean, have you used Canva? You can create SVGs using Canva. You could add on a shape and darken it and then create one for it. You can do that. So can you get hold of the image? Can you get hold of it, remove the background and convert it into an SVG using Canva? Have you tried that? However, copying, yeah, I mean, Bradbury makes a good point, the whole breakdance and oxygen situation. David's nice point there. New page builders like investing in new crypto, and we know what happens there. No, he has got red. He's got red. So the colours in his club are white, red. Let me get this right now. I might be wrong here. White, red, yellow, green, orange, blue. I think that's the colour order before you get to black. I think he's on red. Nice one, Coffee Bot. Responsibly app is, and it's free. It's a free app that you use on your website. Canva is cool, Erling. I love Canva. Yeah, mobile menus. Yeah, I mean, what George is saying as well, I was just wondering about that. Could you inspect it and would it give you all of those, those binary codes that you need for your SVG? Nice little tips there from George. So save it as the file name .svg. That could work. Hey Mia, how you doing? How are you doing, Mia? By the way, how are things with you and your work? How are you? You're not sat in the garden again, are you? I am still quite active on the Elementor Facebook group. I was still answering questions. I'm just a lot more mindful now of how many videos I post as a reply. Just because there's this growing vibe and about how many videos I post, even though it's in reply to a question. So I just don't want people to use that as ammunition against me. Carapos, I don't think that's completely true though about Breakdance and Bricks have more updates in a month than Elementor in the last 2 years. I'm not sure that's entirely true, but at least they are moving on with things, the other two. Yeah, hope you have a great Monday too, Mia. Erling, you can't post. Oh, by the way, Erling, if you've posted any links, YouTube won't show them. YouTube don't allow doesn't allow anyone else to post a link. Only I can post links. YouTube doesn't allow anyone else. So if you posted a link, it won't appear. You got to email it to me. info@websquadron.co.uk. Don't forget to click like on the video, by the way, everyone, okay? Because if you don't click like, if you don't click like, I'm not sure what happens, but you got to click like. And also, don't forget about our Facebook group. All right, if you want to continue conversations or basically talk about Elementor, WordPress, Bricks, Breakdance, Oxygen, Visual Composer, if you so dare, even Divi's allowed as well. Coffee Bar, I have a test website. That test website has got loads of plugins on there. And I update on that one. And when I go and check navigation menu, is it working in a mobile, the drop down? Can I still go through an example shop, cart checkout? Is there anything broken on the page? No. Okay, move on. And then I might update. And that website's got, blooming heck. It used to have 40 and it's down to about 30 something now. But it's got 30 something plugins on there, right? So if the website doesn't break, hey Anthony, if the website doesn't break, that is my it's my safe zone if you think about it. If the website works with that, I then go and update and it works for me. It's totally fine. Yeah, so when it comes, right, I am so pathetic in that I only use the standard Elementor breakpoints. And you know why? Because if I start trying to cover off every different device, every resolution, image size, you are always playing catch up. And you will be forever maintaining and updating. And I'll tell you what, when you start using @media, and you're now having to do it for 4 or 5 different sizes, it becomes so painful. You're going to piss yourself painfully. And so hey Peter, so I just, in a very pathetic, lazy way, I just used a standard Elementor desktop, tablet and mobile. And I will check, how does it look, tablet horizontal and mobile and all that. But I just feel like the days of like trying to cover off all bases is just you're opening a can of worms. To be honest, Inderpreet, yeah, I think you're going to struggle with a crypto coins payment gateway. I mean, have you Googled? Have you looked at a repository? I just don't know. Are you kidding, George? You were denied access to that Elementor group because you have a Divi image. Oh, really? Did they actually tell you that? I don't like that. That sounds really nasty if that was the reason. So Dipanshu goes for 4K desktop, high def desktop, tablet and mobile. Yeah, I mean things just start to get really busy, when you try to cover off, every screen size. I just don't. I just keep it simple, and yeah, I just like to keep things simple. And it's you could say it's lazy, and I agree that it is a slight element of laziness to it, but also a lot of it is just because the world's forever changing. The world is forever changing with what you do and how you do it. And if you start to cover off everything, I mean, who disagrees with me? Who here does like to cover off a lot of devices when they're doing their page building? Don't matter what page builder you're using, but who does that? Who tries to cover off the iPhone, the Android, the Samsungs, the OneNote? Who tries to cover off all of that? The Surface Pro, the MacBook, the iPad Pro, the iPad Air, the Galaxy A, who tries to cover them all off? There was someone who was trying to cover off all of them on the Elementor Facebook group. I do remember there was someone. They used Responsively app, and they were literally like, they had loads. They had a screenshot, and they had loads. And I just sat there going, you're never going to get your homepage done. You're going to be forever fussing about, oh my God, this button. Oh, this button is too close. Oh, what do I do? The thing is, there were 3 threads, George. There was one where someone very nicely said they support everything I do. That was lovely. And then it went all over the place. Someone commented on there to say something. And by the way, everyone, I want to make clear, right, I'm not sexist. Someone then made a comment about, all the blokes. There's not enough females. And I felt a bit like, but why are you blaming me for that? That's not my fault. Then there was a post about people saying they weren't happy about how much I post. And that went on and on and on and on. And then again, someone else made a post yesterday about what are the rules with when you can and cannot post a video. And I was very clear in my reply. I do not post a video just for the sake of it. Someone asks a question, I give him a reply. if I can reply with a video I've already done, why not give them the video? Just like if someone said to you, how do I add a new product to Woocommerce? You could go through all the settings. Your product, your featured image, short description, long description, pricing, sale price, attributes, variables, download product, version product. You could go through all of that stuff. Or you could give them a link to a 10-minute video you recorded. What works better for you? Long description or the video? Video always works for me, which is why YouTube is probably very successful for learning. Right? Yeah, take care with the dogs, Mark. Go and water the grass while you're at it. George, just reading your comments as well. Annie, hey Annie, you do stress over it. Why do you stress over response? I mean, I know the answer, Annie, but what makes you really stress over responsiveness? Yeah, totally, Anthony. It was weird, wasn't it? I can honestly say that yesterday I sat there going, wow, the last 48 hours have felt like I'm defending myself for helping people out. It was weird. It was really weird, but I suppose, right, that when you become more well-known or even popular or whatever, you got to expect criticism. Do you mean the Elementor community, Carapace? I mean, why? And I mean, it's almost like any community, even a football stadium, right? When you have so many people in a football stadium, you have those that are passionate, those that have come just to enjoy a game, and then you have those that are very protective of their team. And then you have those that they don't care who you are or where you come from or how old you are. If they're going to say something nasty to you, they are going to say it. And you always have that minority there as well. PDFs are fine. As long as it's not a massive PDF, right? Make sure it's not a 100 megabyte PDF, like super big and hefty and loaded with objects and stuff inside. PDFs is fine. PDFs is fine. Lottie's, I have a thing about Lottie animations. Don't overdo them, because some Lotties, they are used a lot. It's the same Lottie. They're overused and they, in my opinion, become common. And it just looks like, well, you've just gone and used the same Lottie as another website. So where's the individuality or the uniqueness to your website that represents you? And the worst thing is when people, hey, I'm a web designer, and they got their portfolio website, and they have a Lottie in the hero banner. They're not showing off their websites. They're not showing off anything. They've just literally got a Lottie. And you kind of go, that doesn't add anything to you or what you do. And what's worse is when you get midway and then it says, hey, I'm Imran. I've been web designing for blah, 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 blah. This is what I do. But then have another Lottie of someone, like a moving Lottie of someone typing on a screen. But it's a cartoon image or an image. And you kind of go, right, so you're now telling me who you are. Show me who you are then. So I would say Lotties are fine, just don't overuse them. Because you know the 3D images, the Lottie images, the 3D image, the animations, they are becoming very, very common. To the point where a lot of websites I see out there from web designers, it's those images. And I kind of go, Was that all? Was that the best you could come up with? So watch out for that. Like what Anthony says there, right? Does the Lottie add value? Does it really? So some people have commented on our website, Web Squadron. Oh, it's just, it's nothing. You haven't got anything special on there. Like we haven't got a media carousel. We haven't got a video directly on the homepage. We haven't got Lottie animations. We haven't got words flying in. And you know why? Because it didn't need it. It didn't need it. It was like, no, it was fine. It was fine without. And when people say to me, oh, you haven't got a slideshow, you haven't got the words flying in, oh, you haven't got like a Lottie animation between, you haven't got a shape divider, I sort of look at them and go, so just because you can do it or use it doesn't mean you have to use it. Let me give you an example. Imagine the year 2000. Go back to 22 years now, right? The year 2000. I'm working in an office and people start to discover 3D charts. Do you remember in Excel, 3D charts? Every bloody report that went out the door was a 3D chart. 3D cuboids, cubes for the columns, or whatever you call them. Vertical bar chart. Cuboids, vertical bar chart, right? Black background. All of them, black background, bright colours. Red, green, yellow. Do you remember that? 22 years ago. Just because the feature was there didn't mean you had to use it. So I say, use what you need to use to get the message across. If I need to showcase loads of websites in a slideshow or a carousel, I'll add it in. But if I don't, you don't. That's what I say. Exactly, Pickstar. And you know what? When I start to see too many Lotties, I just get a bit like, oh my God. Ugh. It feels a little bit just the same. Cheers, Eddie. I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, I'm glad you liked it. I mean, I've turned off the lights. I mean, I haven't got, these lights on. Ooh, I haven't got these on, or the background light, or this light on as well, which shines behind me a bit more. But yeah. Well, Jake, this is an interesting one. If you imagine right now, Jake, right? Someone is looking for a web designer and they open up 5 tabs. Tab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And all of them are using the same kind of Lottie images. What if 2 of them have exactly the same image? There might be a color change, but it's the same image. And what's worse is, what if 2 of them out of the 5 have also put Stormwind? Do you know how many websites I have seen where they've literally in their portfolio just put the Astra templates? Our portfolio of websites we built, they put Stormwind. You know the Stormwind one? And then there was the herbal drug shop one. Herbal medicinal template. They've got that. No change. It's exactly that template. And I sort of go... And I feel like sometimes... You just want to kind of be a little bit different. Just be a little bit different. But don't be too different either. Don't be so different. Hey, Stacey, sorry, you said morning. I missed that. But also at the same time, don't be too different where it looks like, what the heck is this? Don't be over funky, gunky, techie, glitchy. Don't be over crazy. There was one web designer, his website, it looked like he had glitch effects. And as you scroll down, you had lines that were like coming in. And I thought, that is great for a... I've just realised that this is still on. That is great for a really dynamic kind of website. However, someone's come to you to design a website. Don't put them off with, because they're going to look at it and go, ooh, is that what you do? I don't want my website like that. I want it simple or whatever. So I always say, like, use what you need to use. Try not to imitate what other people do, because you know what? Sometimes after a while, imitation starts to get boring. But that's just my opinion. I don't know anything. Right, just quickly read the comments because I'm missing some of these. Yeah, exactly what George said there. If you're getting clients on your website, then who cares? No, Peter, we are not going to build a homepage using all the widgets of Elementor, because believe me, yeah, can you imagine the page speed performance on that website? GT Metrics would be scared to give you anything over 2%. There you go, George. I mean, yeah, the YouTube videos do work, don't they, in getting clients as well? Nice one, Soren. If it is there, he wants to use it. So I'm a bit late reading all these comments. Let me just check. I just want to check if there's any important question here. Yeah, too many moving parts. Absolutely right, Annie. Lotties can slow down your website. Deepanshu, absolutely right. Just reading the comments. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, so Jake, I do agree with you. Yes, so I like what Pixar's just said. Follow certain rules. You know, it's menus. Hero banners. What's the problem you're solving? Call to action. Services. Expanding on the problem. Expanding on what you're gonna do for them. There are certain rules. But the thing I would say, or the basis of why we're even talking about this, is overuse of Lotties. Lottie images and Lottie... In fact, let me say to you now, how many times, what percentage, right? Think of a number here if you can't, roughly. How many times... I think it's the end of this week, Eddie, Bricks 1.5. Do you mean Jim Farhad, Annie? Do you mean Jim Farhad when you say the magic card effect? Do you mean Jim Farhad? I think that's who you mean. I might be wrong. I think Eddie, Pixar, I think Eddie means the final, because the RC is not the final. Thomas from Bricks did contact me on Friday just to say, not Friday, Thursday, to say... even though the RC is out, the final may have even more stuff. So wait till that. Wait till the final. Yeah, Annie, I've said this many times. It's a gimmick. That magic card effect is a gimmick. And I've seen some web designers using it. They got a card and they got the glowing effect. And I hate it. I'm going to say it now. I hate it. Anyway, look, back to what I was saying. Lotties, right? No, not Lotties. Yeah, don't forget to like the site. Don't forget that we do have our... Don't forget to go check out our mastery modules as well. Right, go to our website, check them out. Right. Don't forget. Right. What was I saying? How many... Can you guys give me a percentage? Can you all just give me a percentage? How many websites by web designers have you seen where there's literally no image of them at all on the website? It's okay to not to have your image, by the way, but they are loaded with Lottie images. Doesn't have to be an animation. I'm talking about images. You know the ones that are like ISO... What's the word? There's a word for it. ISO something. It's not isotopic. I don't know what the word is. It's like that kind of Z index. The images are like that. And it's just like, it'll be like either an image or a Lottie animation. What percentage of websites? Because a lot of people on the Elementor Facebook group, or they contact me, they go, hey, what do you think about my portfolio website? There's no image of them or their team throughout the website. And the website homepage is loaded with, I don't know, is it isometric? Isotopic, I don't know. Is loaded with these images. Do you know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about these images, right? So I'm talking about I think it is isometric, yeah. I'm talking about these kind of images, right? And by the way, you got to understand me, right? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you, but when you go to someone's website, there'll be different colors, right? But they have loads of this. Loads of these. It's very popular with certain geographical areas in the world. Certain geographical areas in the world, and I can say this because I've seen a lot, they overuse these. Some of them aren't even moving. They're just images, right? But they become so... For me, it can endanger your individuality. In my opinion. In my shitty opinion, right? I think it can hurt your individuality. Sorry, I've just seen what you've said, George. Yes, I have, George. I've had this as well. I have seen this as well, George. Someone said to me, no one is going to know what that is. They literally said to me, no one's going to know what that is. Me and my wife didn't know what it was. And I thought, flipping heck, mate. You know, just because you and your wife don't know what it is, I think the world, we don't know what it is. Put the word menu. We want the word menu. And I was like, flipping heck, great. So, you know what I had to do? I had to go and create the icon, you know, the word menu, add it in, load up the icon, and then put a custom icon in. And I thought, flipping heck, all this just for the fact that he doesn't know what it is. And it was like, fine. But yeah, George, I have had to do that. And I hated it. Well, what I will say, Dipanshu, right, yeah, is if you're trying to attract higher paying clients, and you might be getting them already, so I'm talking about my backside now, but if you put your face on it, you're making a part connection to the client, potential client. If you don't show your face, I remember someone, he claimed to have a team of like 20 staff. Nowhere were there any names or photos of any of his staff at all. He didn't even have avatar images, fake images. Got a team of 20 staff. We're all employed. We all work in this lovely building. No address, no location, except it was in America. New York, he said. New York. Was it California? I think it was New York, he said. Nothing. And I can tell you now, they weren't in America. I know that. But I think that sometimes an image, and you're going to disagree with me on this, okay, but sometimes an image can help to make a connection. Because if I was looking for a web designer and I opened 10 tabs, half of them I can see who I'll be working with, or who's going to be the project manager, who's the owner of the agency, compared to 5 others where I don't know who the heck I'm working with, could put me off. It's a bit like, let me give you an analogy, right? 2 shop websites. Both of them sell trainers, sneakers, trainers. One of them shows you the picture of the trainer. The other one doesn't. They describe it in detail, but you can't see the image. And another website, I can see what I'm getting. Which one do you go for? The one with the image or the one without the image? So let's say I'm brand new. I need to build a website. I need a website for my business. Who the hell should I use? No, but Dipanshu, what I'm trying to... Dipanshu, look, you're missing my point here. If I open 10 websites, right, and 5 of them I can see who I'm working with, I'm going to contact them. I won't even contact you. Now, if you are getting people, that's great. But have you ever considered how many are you not getting because they couldn't see you? However, that being said, are you in India, Dipanshu? I know in the Indian market, they don't show their faces a lot. So therefore, based on your geographical location, maybe it's the norm. But I can tell you now, in the UK, for sure, if I had to choose between someone I was going to work with, like an interior designer or an architect, and I can't see who they are, compared to someone I can see, I'm going to go for the one I can see. Because for me to connect with them on a video call, I have to contact them first. But I'm not going to contact you because I'm going to contact them. Anyone else feel like that? Yeah. So in the Indian market, I know in the Indian market, in the Asian market, East Asia, a lot of them, this is what they do. Loads of lotties, no images, and they always, not always, but a lot of them will say they've got an office in America or the UK or London or wherever, and they haven't. They haven't. They might have an uncle who lives in London. An uncle who lives in London is not an office. An auntie who lives in Chicago is not an office. But that's what. But that's my take. I mean, does anyone here agree or disagree with my take on letting people know who you are? You don't have to have a polished photo. Be careful, Raheem. Remember, did you see how I got my photos for my cover art? I just did a 7-minute video of myself, and then I got the images I wanted. I can keep the background, get rid of the background, kill the background, delete the background. I can do all of that. Sing the background. Do you, Soren? So do you carry on if they don't have a face photo? That's interesting. Can you clarify that? So you continue if you can't see... Hang on, when you say continue, do you mean you look at other websites instead, or do you contact them? I don't know if I'm misunderstanding that. To be honest, David, what we really need is like some form of international verification or even country-based, right? I mean, I did a post the other day, Saturday, someone was advertising on Facebook, we will build a website for £1 a day. Why don't you just say you're going to charge £365 a year? But they were like £1 a day. Exactly, Coffee Bar. It's a bit like because I'm investing in your agency. I'm investing in your business to help me out to do a website for me. I want to know who I'm working with. I want to know. I want to know, I don't care about your hairstyle. I don't care about the color of your skin. I don't care if you're wearing glasses or what clothes you're wearing. I don't care if you're working on a Commodore 64. Actually, I do care if you're working on a Commodore 64. But I just want to know, who am I going to be liaising with? Do I get that feeling like, hey, yeah, look, you know, I think we could get on? You know? But if in the photo you're like this, I ain't going to work with you. Do you know what I mean? Which is judgmental, but we are always judgmental, or I'm always judgmental. I'm sorry, I got to say it. I analyze everything. I analyze what I'm doing. I analyze the weather. I analyze when I go to a shop. I analyze everything. You know, what's the vibe I get? Do I want to continue in this shop or this restaurant? Call it critical, but I'm always analyzing. Sorry, Anthony. I didn't mean to go that. I didn't mean to go down that route. Exactly, Dave. Look, electrician. They know. Look, because look, Dave makes a great point. I've got an electricity problem. I need it sorting out. My kids are at home. You know, I need someone I can trust. 10 electrician websites. 5 of them have got a photo and an email and a phone number. 5 of them haven't. They've got a contact form and that's it. There's no phone number. Contact form, there's probably a phone number. But no photo. So who am I getting? Who's going to come and work for me? And you might say, well, I don't care. I think you will mind if you got your kids at home or whatever. I think you will mind a little bit. Like if you're getting a house extension and a builder comes in and the builder has a bit of a vibe like they're, you know, whatever. You probably won't work with them. Take care, Jake. Hey, George, you got to use Canva, right? Do the saturation, the sharpness, the brightness, the contrast, the shadows. You can even use, hey, Melissa, George, you could even use Canva to give yourself a new hairstyle. You could give yourself special glasses, you know, from Canva. One of these really curly mustaches. You could do all of that. Even one of those eyeglasses, you know, Wow, Dave, just read what you wrote about the electrician. Yeah, Soren, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it's like Soren just said. If you can't see the face, he looks at other websites. That's what I'm like. However, if there is only one person, you have to kind of go, okay, well, there's no one else. You kind of have to accept it. And I really, really don't like it when people are clearly one person, but they're making out, like Soren says, that there's more people, or that they have an office in America or London. And when you question them over that, oh, where's your office in London? And they get a bit funny about that. I go, yeah, but if you're saying you got an office in London, what if I want to come and see you? You know. And obviously it's just because they've got an uncle who lives there. Floppy disk developers, David. Exactly, Antonio. You feel like, well, in a way, right? And by the way, I'm not criticizing anyone here, okay? So right now, I can see faces on here as well. Now, because we're a community, it doesn't matter as much. But it's like Jake. It'd be great if, you know, a photo. I mean, Annie's got a heart, which is great. But sometimes when you add a photo, it feels more personalized. But I'm not criticizing. Do Canva allow vectorization? I don't know. Let me just check. Vector. I don't know. I don't think they do. You can draw. You know you can draw though. You can draw in Canva, hand draw. But I'm not I don't know. I don't know. You know, Canva, Twitter. Go to Twitter and just ask them on Twitter. Only Anna has a heart. Exactly, Anthony. Filters. You can do stuff too. You can like and to be honest, I'm not overly fussed if someone has that rugged look, that young look, that aged look, experienced look. Maybe that's probably the right word. Mature, um, beauty, handsome, whatever. I'm not fussed about that. All I want to know is, who are they? Who are you? Who am I working with? And without going on and on about it, a lot of web designers from certain geographical locations never ever have a photo of themselves. Many, not all, many. And some that do, I have to say though, some that do, it looks like they're just taking a selfie, or they're using a photo when they were walking through someone's garden. And it's like, is that the best photo you could get? It looks like you used a smartphone from 10 years ago. Is that the best photo you could get? Right? You could even get a really good selfie, but it looked like it's just not been done. Oh God, I'm going to get my dates wrong here, but I think 15 years I've been working on WordPress. I might have my dates wrong now. 15 years? Was it 16, 15? I think 15 years. Sorry. Erling's kind of giving you a better answer than I did. You can export as a PDF. PDF is a vector. Very outside the box thinking, Erling. Bless you, Annie. Come on, Annie. Is it really that bad? Annie, is it really that bad? Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Is it really that bad? Yeah, and then George makes a good point too. You can export to SVG as a vector. Erling, it does not. To be honest, Erling, binary, non-binary, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay, doesn't matter. Because you know what? In some way, the way you got to think of it is, you are going to have a video call with them at some point, right? And in a way, if you show your appearance now, however you look, they're going to know who you are now, rather than you have a video call and then you see that their face goes, and then you spend the next hour thinking, yeah, this is going to turn into a deal. And then at the end of the hour, you never hear from them again. So in some way, you're breaking the barrier instantly with a photo or an image, and they know. And if they contact you, no matter how you look, Erling, Annie, George, Dipanshu, anyone, they already know. Like, when I have one-to-one consultations or video calls, people pretty much know what they're getting with me. They're getting this eccentric little shit. Right, take it. And to be honest, though, I am going to cut off now as well, because I really do seem sass. I'm about to cut off. I've got quite a bit of stuff I need to get on with. Anthony, scare your own shadow. I'm about any final questions from anyone? Any final questions from anyone that you want to ask? No. I'm about to cut off. Any questions? Coffee bot just hit the nail on the head. Ding! Smile. So if you got a face like a bulldog, if you got a face like an elephant's backside, if your face, you know, looks like a burger that's been dropped on the floor and stamped on, doesn't matter. Because if you smile, it's a smiling burger. If you smile, it's a smiling backside. Which, yeah. So smile. Just smile. Right? It makes a big difference. Which is why when we see adverts everywhere on TV, TV, posters, boards, when you see someone smiling, there's something happens. Right, Raheem? Do you want to come over and smile?
No, I can't. Okay. Bye-bye.
I will be cutting down Erling. One day.
Did he just join?
No. Right, okay, look, I'm going to cut off now, everyone, all right? I'm going to cut off now. Yep, good point from Seams as rastered images or rastered content into PDF. Okay, everyone, I'm going to go now, okay? Take care. See you all soon tomorrow. I have got stuff I need to be getting on with. I'm going to edit one more video, cover arts, upload, sort out a gardening website where there's quite a few changes we've got to make for the client. There's always big changes once a year. A lot of changes we've got to make, and just got to make sure everyone is all right, like him, right? Look at the state of your hair.
And when you turn off, I need help.
Oh dear. All right, everyone, take care. See you all soon. Bye.
Bye.